Hi guys, this is the third of my videos on Rassie Erasmus's 43-man squad. In this video I'll be discussing the choices for fly half and scrum half. And yeah, I'll give you my thoughts on that. I think it's a tough task ahead of him against England and Wales. And let's see how he's chosen and see who we think, or who I think, I suppose, will be playing in those test matches. I think we've all seen the squad now. There's something for everybody, but let's see who we think. So at fly off we have Robert du Preez, Elton Jantjies and Handré Pollard. The three candidates, I think everybody's three candidates. I don't think there's anybody outside that anybody thought would be in there. I think those were the only three candidates that really stood out. I think I laughed a bit earlier, a couple of weeks ago, when they said Pat Lambie was out. I don't think Pat Lambie probably featured in the selection as such. No disrespect to Pat, and I hope you're recovering well from your injury, mate, if you're watching this. But I think Pat always knew when he was going overseas, he gave up his Bok jersey. So, yeah, look, Frans is also an option. There's another one for him. I'm not sure they'd go that route unless it's really necessary. The three fly-halves have all performed well in Super Rugby. They've all earned their place, and they're all at the top of their game at the moment. To me, the standout fly-half has been Handré Pollard this year. I think he's done best individually out of them all. I think Elton Jantjies has done well in the Alliance pack. That has times struggled. The Alliance team has struggled at times, but at most times has been pretty good. And I think, Robert du Preez, what's worried me a little bit about him, is an immensely talented youngster, but is in one or two of the games his kicking has failed him a bit. It might just be nerves and like that, but he's a big, strong lad as well, just like Pollard. Takes on the gain line. I like that in a fly-off. I like to see that, and I think he could really do well. So if I choose now, one of these players is probably going to have to go to Washington anyway. With one will play, one will be on the bench. One on the bench will probably be in both teams. As me, I would pick Pollard against England, and I'd put Jantjies on the bench. I think he's the next best. I'd play probably Jantjies and du Preez. I'd play Jantjies as the general against Wales and Washington, and du Preez on the bench with him getting a good role. But I think all three of these guys are going to be involved during the whole season. So it's time to back them now and to give them all the support they need. They are all Springboks, and they deserve to be there. So that's my choices at 10. Now to the scrum halves. Well, yeah, okay. Well, Rassie's picked Faf. Obviously, he's at Sale, Embrose Papier, Ivan van Zyl, and Cameron Wright. And I think if you look at that, the missing names, you're probably thinking of Rudy Page, who hasn't played much Super Rugby. He hasn't played any Super Rugby this season. Was there last season. Ross Cornier, who was part of the team the last 2 years, is suddenly out, never got invited to the camps, and seems to be totally out of Rassie's plans. And Cobus Reinach, who's also playing abroad, who also do pretty well. I think these are the scrum halves we have. I think there's a question mark about them, though. It's understandable that there's a question mark about them. This is not an area that we've got incredible depth in at the moment. We've got a lot of youngsters, a lot of uncapped players. 3 of the 4 are uncapped in the squad at the moment. And yes, well, I suppose we've got to look to the future now. And a year and a half, or a year and a bit out from the World Cup, it's a worrying aspect. Okay. But first, the positives. If you look at the squad, there's an incredible amount of young talent there. I think if you look at probably Faf de Klerk will be first choice anyway against England. It's almost the Premiership, one of the nominees for Player of the Year in the Premiership as well. Really played well abroad. He knows the English players as well, and I think he'd be a good choice. And he's already, I reckon, penciled into Rassie's team against England. But then, who's the backup? Now, that's where going to be the interesting question will be. We've got Cameron Wright, who's impressed for the Sharks when he's come on. He's really been consistently good as well. I think he will be somewhere involved, probably in the Washington game somewhere. We've got Embrose Papier, who's seen as one of the future players for the Boks as well. He's a really talented youngster, but he's not playing Super Rugby at the moment. He's had 1 or 2 games. He was involved in the Bulls tour, and he looked good. And then, when the injuries came back, Ivan van Zyl came back, then sort of felt out of contention at the Bulls. So, but he's certainly one for the future. So, and to see him in, I think that's the investment for the future that Rassie's looking at. Okay, and that brings us to a guy like Ivan van Zyl. And Ivan van Zyl really, Ivan van Zyl, who for du Preez has tipped as the guy that the Boks should be taking to the World Cup. Immensely talented number 9, crisp pass, great accurate box kick, and knows how to sniff out gaps around the sides there, around the fringes. He's a guy I've been very impressed with, and I'd see him on the bench as well, if not in both tests, but certainly for the England test. I think he's a very astute youngster, and I'd see him playing a role there as well. So, yeah, I think Faf's got it locked down, but the rest, there's not much between them, and I think whoever stands up now in the Bok camps will get the nod. So those are my thoughts on the 9s and 10s. Tell me what you think. Tell me who your combination would be against Wales and who would your combination be against England. I'd love to know. I'd love to hear from you. Remember to press the subscribe button below, and you get more of these video updates as well throughout the season, and you'll hear more of my views and more of press conference stuff as well. But let me know your views, and remember there's other videos discussing the other parts of the Springbok selection as well, so have a look out for them. Let me know what you think there as well. Chat to you soon. Cheers.